In summary, I would like to just inform you that detailed discussions on the upcoming elections in different states, especially the state of Meghalaya, Nagaland and Tripura, were discussed in detail, and the National Committee has empowered the Central Executive Committee of the party, which is the cabinet of the party, to take the decisions in regards to the immediate formation of the election committees for these 3 election-bound states. The NPP, as always, has decided that we will contest these elections and also look at other states where elections are coming. And the Central Executive Committee, as I said, has been empowered by the National Committee to take the decisions in these regards. Other important matters related to the organizational aspects of the party were also discussed. And as you're aware, that the National People's Party is one of the few parties that has achieved national status within a very, very short period of time. And the response that we're getting from different parts of the northeast part of India and the rest of India is also something that is very encouraging, and hence the party has decided that we will continue the expansion of our state units in different parts of the country also. Other matters were discussed which were more of finance, accounts and organizational matters, which I feel need not be discussed in the press conference. But if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those questions.
Conrad, the Meghalaya elections are slated to take next year. Are you going to be contesting on your own or will you go in an alliance?
We have been very clear from day one that in the Meghalaya elections, it is not just the BJP, but we will not be going into coalition with any of the political parties, including the ones with whom we are in coalition right now. So there is no political understanding or no political pre-poll alliance, I should say. There is no pre-poll alliance with none of the political parties, which obviously also includes BJP.
Sir, so that means then how should we see your relationship with NDA? Are you part of NDA or you are?
We have always supported the NDA. I have always maintained that contesting an election is about the identity of a political party. When the elections are over and political situation requires one to form a coalition government, then in that case the political part of the election comes up, and that's when we decide, or we have decided in the past, that whenever situations arose, we supported the NDA or we worked with the NDA to form the government. But contesting an election, as I said, has always been about the ideology and the identity of the party, which will always maintain.
Mr. Sangma, your presence.
It's like JDU, Shiromani Akali, Shiv Sena. How do you see this? Do you think the NDA is
Political changes and and transitions and transformations take place all the time. So it's nothing new. And the relationship between BJP and the other political parties is something that I don't feel I should comment on, because those are understandings between them. But as I said, from our point of view, we have maintained 2 simple principles. The first principle is that when we fight an election, we fight on our own, because it's about the identity and the ideology of the party, which we tell the people about, and we expect that people will vote for us. And the second ideology which we have maintained in the past is that we have normally worked with the NDA in all areas, and that has been the kind of principle that we have followed, and this has been something that even our leader, our founding leader, the Sangma, who had always supported the NDA.
Mr. Sangma.
With the NDA will be on issue basis or will it be on election basis? Because our neighboring state, for example, you have a problem with them in Manipur, for example. Is that what you would consider? NDA issue based alliance or?
No, number one, I think it's important to know that problems are always there in coalition. So it's not that problems are not there. So one should not be surprised. But we have decided that we are in coalition with them from a political angle. And obviously we will work with them in different situations. But when it comes to different and specific issues that are there, we are not, or we don't shy away from those issues. And whenever we find that there is a situation where we need to take a stand, even though it may be against the more general principle of the NDA, We have not shied away as a party to take our independent and individual stand, and we continue to do that, keeping the interest of our people in mind.
Mr. Sangma, your presence in you are present in Gujarat. Will you be contesting election in Gujarat as well, or you will still assessing your party's position there?
Yes, we are assessing. We are present out there in many other parts of the country. But our presence is one part, and obviously contesting an election requires you to have a much more stronger as well as organization as well as candidates who will be coming in. So we will assess the situation, and if we find that there is an opportunity for us to enter the electoral politics and contest elections, definitely we will look into that.
So there is allegation from the opposition party.
Sorry? In Meghalaya? The way I see it is that that there was a political space in the opposition, and that space is kind of going away from the primary opposition there, which was the Congress. And when that situation happened, the Trinamool has come in and tried to capture that space. While they try to do that, they have led to the opposition being fractured even more. And though they managed to capture some space in it, now within the space of what Trinamool had got, they are now creating another space within themselves. So there's further fraction is going to take place, or is taking place. So hence, though they have come in and a lot of noise is being made, it's not very simple to come in and make a grid and get a hold in situation just in a matter of days. It's not as simple as putting up a lot of banners and posters and flags. It's much more complicated than that.
Sir, there is allegations from the opposition parties that wherever the BJP form the government in the coalitions, and they are trying to finish the smaller party. In case of Bihar and not other states. So what do you take on this?
No, as I said, those are internal matters of the BJP with the coalition partner there. If you look at it, what happened in Maharashtra, it was the opposite. So they tried to fight and then break away with Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, but then later on they got back with Mr. Shinde. So I guess it's a matter of situations that are there. It's not always that that's the rule. But when it came to our own state in Meghalaya, we did not face any such problem. We had some situations in Manipur, and we did not shy away from making that an issue, and we stood up in our stand and took up the matters with the senior leaders of the BJP. So there are complications which are always there in coalition.
So in case of state elections, you are not aligned with the BJP, but when it comes to national elections, I mean the general elections, what will be your position? Same or?
We have not taken a decision on that. So once the Meghalaya elections and the elections in Tripura and Nagaland is over. No, in fact, the regional politics will have to be seen. In certain areas, the fight will be with Trinamool. In certain regions and certain areas, the fight will be with other political
Do
parties.
you see a revival for the Congress party, especially in Meghalaya and the other regions?
I think you can answer the question better than me. I think we are seeing the situation that's happening throughout the country. I'm not trying to look at them in any wrong way, but these are facts in front of us. I don't think it's hard to read into it. That situation is very tough. So I don't think, at least coming into Meghalaya, even as we speak, more and more leaders from the Congress are today joining the National People's Party in the state of Meghalaya also. So situation is not good for the Congress right now, and I don't think there's a question of revival at this point in time.
Mr. Sangma, one last question. Assam and Meghalaya have seen some sort of tension in last few months and years. The discussions are on between the two states. What is the status that?
And how border issue?
Yes, please.
Okay. So yes, the tension for the border has been there for a very long time, and precisely because the fact that these have led to people suffering, the two governments along with the MHA have decided that we need to find a solution to this. And I'm happy to tell you that we are moving in a positive direction, and both the states, governments and the central government are positively moving on it and trying to keep the people's mandate and the people's will as the top priority during the discussions. The first phase, the MOU has been signed. We are hopeful that we'll be able to move forward positively in the second phase also. And this is something that we are very firm on, because we believe that this has not been done for 50 years. but there is no reason why it should not be done, and people have suffered, but we are committed that we will find a solution to